Hello, everyone. This is Professor Shaw. I would like to talk to you about a topic called faith with persistency. What does that mean by faith with persistency? A lot of times when we believe in God and ask for something, we need to have some consistency and persistency on the things that we're asking for. Or maybe we have to be going into a time that we become strong, like athletes on running. We have to be persistent in the training before we can become the top of that kind of exercise or games. So tonight I'm going to talk about how to be persistent in your faith but not giving up. The basic passage behind that in the Bible is on the Exodus of this Israel people going out from Egypt, led by Moses. Moses led them actually to a corner, right, near the sea, and to Pharaoh. He is laughing, right? How can a leader, right, lead their people towards the sea? How can they go with no place to go at all, right? But Pharaoh didn't know that the power of Jehovah is so strong. When Moses hit the rock and then the water departed separate, and then the wind blew over the dry land in front of them, so they crossed it with no hesitation. Now, if I were those people as Israelites, I would be bow down before God, right, totally, to surrender myself by seeing such a wonder that the sea can be departed and separated. But these people, after crossing the Red Sea, they go to the wilderness. They walk and walk and walk and complain about this, of no food, of no drinks, and they would like to go back to Egypt, to have a place to live and things. They don't like to walk in the wilderness. So they complain a lot, and finally a lot of people get killed, right? And not having the chance to go and move into the promised land. But when they arrive in the promised land, what happened to these 12 spies? 10 of them come back with fear, seeing the land is so good, milk and honey, right, at the back. But they are afraid of the people. They said the people are giants, and they were like grasshoppers. So this is something, right, with no faith, and the faith is gone. No persistence in their faith, and the faith totally vanished. But only leaving Joshua and Caleb had that faith to lead the people into the promised land. So from that point also with the New Testament, Peter, right, walked on the sea, right, when seeing Jesus is walking. He has good faith at the beginning because of the wind and also the wave. He is basically fainted, right, with yelling and saying loud and asked Jesus, hey, help me, help me. And Jesus said, hey, how come your faith is so little? You are not persistent at all. That makes him fail, right, in such a testing. What about in our daily lives? A lot of time when we have training on how to run, basically, faith must be very strong. Particularly, the first story talk about a man that is blind. So this blind man thinking that he has nothing can do, right, for his life. He was so desperate. But one person go to him and say, hey, you can learn how to run, right? And he was kind of hesitant. Because a blind man to run, will I be running onto the ditch, right, and fall into the ditch easily? But he didn't know that how the training was to be done. He was actually have a partner, a trainer, running next to him, carrying a rope together so that he won't depart too much. So he learned how to run straight and later to run fast by somebody giving some big noise, right, on the other side. And he dash out, right, with strong power and trained to be explosive. Explosive right, to run so fast. And finally, really fortunately, he won 2 prizes from the Asian game. Another story is quite similar, right? Okay, a little girl that cannot walk and need to be still on the wheelchair. One day, her basically neighbor, right, an old man was 75 years old. Okay, a man who has been handicapped by, working in the factory with one arm being broken. Now he is only a single-armed man. One day he pushed this little girl to go out, okay, to have sunshine and fresh air. And he said to that girl, "Hey, do you think that I can clap?" The little girl said, "How can you clap with one hand?" She don't believe it. So this old man unbuttoned himself in the chest and start using his one hand to hit his own chest, making a loud noise. And that lady was so astonished. "Oh yeah, it's very true. You can hit it and make big noise, and you now can clap." So the old man said, "Hey, I'm a Christian. I'm telling you that when you have that kind of trust in the Lord with your faith persistently, He will give you wisdom. And this wisdom is helping me to do a lot of good things that's impossible in the past." So from that point, this little girl saying that, "Can I try to walk?" And he said, "Definitely." So she used a crane, right, at the beginning. Later, no more crane. Walk slowly. And later, faster and faster, and she starting to run. And finally, he learned how to run in the Olympic game, and then she won 2 gold medals in the Olympic game. Now, this is amazing. It's a true story. So a lot of times, people run a marathon, and then the trainer put them into a very devastated position by pretending to have the sound of the roofs, right? So these marathon runners are pretty much afraid of roofs. They run faster than they were in the past of trying to save his own life, right? So they won prizes, okay, in the particular game of marathon. And finally, there's an old lady, right, in the under the Mount Fuji, and she lived to 75 years old, and she has a kind of like ambition. Objective or thinking about, she wanted to be climbing the Mount Fuji, okay, before she died. And she was kind of hesitant. Somebody encouraged him, "Hey, I train you how to run. But you need to be persistent in the training." So she been trained, right, and train up and down, running a few miles a day, right. And finally, you know how old? She just accomplished his kind of like ambition. She went up to the Mount Fuji at the age of 95. So this tells us we need to be consistent in our faith, right, in order to achieve or accomplish something. This is what I would like you to share with you tonight. Good. Thanks for listening to my kind of like sharing in this lesson. Thank you. Bye-bye now.